Excerpt from the chapter Nude Gags. As soon as I was through with high school, the band I was playing in started going away for longer and longer runs of shows in regional Victoria. It was such a laugh that time period. We shrugged off things that I would never want my own kids to be doing. For instance, being loaded into the back of the truck with the equipment. Not many venues had in-house production back then, so it was standard for bands to tote their own PA and lighting, either owned by the band themselves or rented. We were a 5-piece band led by a singer-drummer named Mick, who I'm still mates with. He was always an organised guy, had been playing with older musicians in local bands for a few years, and he owned a Ford F350, for which he'd welded together a container that would transport the stage equipment and PA system. The F350 had only 3 seats up front, so me and the keyboard player, the kids as we were referred to, would get loaded into the metal container as part of the Tetris-like packing of the gear. In would go the mixing desk in its road case, standing up on its end. Then the bass boxes for the PA, one up each side, with the mid-range speaker boxes in between, followed by the PA amplifier racks. On top of the bass boxes would go the keyboard player and myself, with the stage gear and lighting packed in after us at the rear of the container. A good tight pack, super safe. Off we'd go for a weekend playing Warrnambool, Apollo Bay and Lorne, oblivious to the fact that one wrong move behind the wheel on the twists and turns of the Great Ocean Road could easily see the kids squashed flat, as the gap for us was only just enough to lie on our backs with about half a foot between the tip of your nose and the roof. We thought it was a great laugh. Suffocation? No risk. We'd thought of that, Mick having drilled a hole in the top front corner of the container and run a rope through the cracked open driver's window. Need to take a piss? Pull on the rope. The driver will notice and pull over. Feeling like it's getting a bit fumy, kids? Just pull on the rope. In hindsight, this wasn't exactly a foolproof system. We arrived back into Geelong after driving home from Horsham one time, and Mick discovered, to his horror, that the rope was swinging free from the container. Had we pulled on it 10 minutes into the 4-hour journey? He was very relieved when he opened the back and we hadn't turned blue, the rope having merely fallen out. We all thought that was funny and continued with this method for months after. Such idiots. Next, Mick bought what was formerly a milk truck and we went to a 2-vehicle operation, with a 2 or 3 man crew taking the PA and lights in the F350 and us travelling in the milk van. The kids enjoying the relative luxury of lying on half a carpeted drum riser each, still in the back with the stage gear. The beginning of the 2-vehicle period saw the emergence of the Nude Gags. I'm not sure why exactly, though boredom and stupidity surely factor in, but it went along these lines. Whenever we'd have a new crew member, which was often, as the 3rd crew spot was a pretty poorly paid apprentice type role, they'd leave town half an hour or so before us. We'd overtake them something like an hour or so later, us being in the vehicle with a lighter load. Then we'd look for somewhere where the band vehicle could pull off the road and not be seen. A suitable spot found, they'd pull over, and I'd be let out on the side of the road to jog along with my thumb out like a hitcher, occasionally wearing a Freddy Krueger mask, but never wearing more than that and a pair of runners. Usually it was just the runners. Then the rest of the band would park in their hiding spot, and I'd jog off along the highway. The crew truck would round a bend and I'd come into view. "What the fuck? That hitcher is fucking starkers," the new crew member would exclaim. Then as they drive past, "Hang on, that's Jeff." "Oh, don't worry, he always does that. He makes his own way to the gigs," would be the sound guy's response. But, he's got no clothes on." "Yeah, I know, he likes being nude." Any shocked expressions on the faces of oncoming drivers unlucky enough to be travelling that stretch at the same time were just a bonus. All pretty lowbrow, I realise. To this day, I have no idea why the guys in the band always drove out from their hiding place and collected me, when surely it'd be a good chuckle to just leave me stranded by the side of the road in the nick, at least for 20 minutes or so. But bless them, they never did. One of these nude gags was nearly my undoing. We were doing a string of dates in places dotted along the Murray River, like Deniliquin, Leeton and Swan Hill, and had found a suitable hiding place for the band vehicle in an abandoned primary school. The road was a single lane with a gravel hard shoulder. It was a stinking hot day, I recall, and I decided to pose in a reclining position on the side of the road, lying on my late 1980s approved acid wash denim jacket. Through the heat haze, I saw the PA truck approaching, with our sound engineer Mitch at the wheel. As it moved closer, I started to think, bloody hell, Mitch is trying to freak me out. Looks like he's aiming right for me. Nah, I'm not giving him the satisfaction of running out of the way. I'm holding my idiotic pose here on my bogan jacket in the billion-degree midday sun. The truck's wheels passed right by me, close enough to touch, close enough for me to wear a couple of flicked up bits of gravel on my arms too. When we got to the gig, I found Mitch. "Mate," I said, "you came pretty bloody close there." "Oh man, in the haze off the road, I couldn't tell what you were at first," he replied. "I thought you were a cardboard box and I was going to run you over."